Hi, Mike from Mike's Carburetor Parts. We're going to adjust the float on a Holley 2-barrel Holley 94, same as the Holley 2100, 2110, Ford AA-1 type. If you, as far as the settings go, you should have a adjustment data sheet that you get with your carburetor kit. At least we do provide one. It's electronic. First thing you want to do is test your float. Heat up some water to just prior to boiling, immerse this float in it, and if there's any leaks, what it's going to do is the air inside will expand, and if there's any leaks, it will show bubbles and replace it. We do have these floats. Okay. Also, let's put this pin back in. Raise the float up and down manually to make sure it's not catching. If it goes up like this and stops, then you're going to have trouble. We're going to do two measurements, the float level, and this would be float level and float drop. Okay, the float drop allows the needle to come out and allows fuel to go by the needle. Alright, again, no pressure on the needle. This one happens to be 1 in 11/32. Like I say, figure out what it is for your application. We're going to measure this side from here to the bottom of the float. In this case it's the top because I got it upside down. And we're going to do the same thing on this other side just to make sure it's not bent. And if it is, try and bend it right here to get it straight. Okay, so the float level is adjusted by this tab right here. Okay, so if you need it to come down a little more, it's too high, then squeeze this together a little bit. Doesn't take very much. And if you need it to go the other way, just bend that tab out. That's what sits against the needle. Okay, so that's it. Now on the float drop, not quite as, you don't have to be so accurate with that, because as long as that float drops and allows that needle to come out and not fall out, then you're good to go. And by the way, if that needle doesn't come out real easy, wipe it off with mineral spirits. It probably has some residue on it, and you don't want it sticking. If it is sticking, it still doesn't work, then replace it. So the float drop is measured from here to the bottom of the float, and in this case it's 1 7/16. On some 2110s it's 1 3/4. So 1 7/16, you measure that right there, and again measure on the other side, make sure it's the same, like so. Okay, and if you want to change it, this little tab right here, you bend it in or out depending on which way you need to go, and like I say, it just takes a little bit. Alright, so that's how you adjust the float on a Holley 94 2-barrel carburetor. I appreciate you watching. You can find parts for this at mikescarb.com, MIKESCARB.com. Thank you again.